Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars figure review. Today we're going to continue to take a look at some figures from the Black Series 6-inch line, and I've got a real gem to share with you today. It's none other than the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from 2016, and it is of course this one, Obi-Wan or Ben Kenobi. This is an absolutely awesome figure, and it's one that I've been really wanting to get my hands on for quite some time, but I've always hesitated with the purchase, and that's been mainly due to the price. This particular figure is special, and I'll talk about why that is in just a little bit, but everywhere I've seen it so far, the price has always sort of held me back on buying it. And recently, a company called A1 Toys, you can find a link to their website in the video description, offered this figure at an amazing deal as part of a sort of a Valentine's Day promotion, and I was able to get this for an absolute steal. Sadly, the offer expired this past Friday, which was, I believe, at the time filming this review, the 17th of February. So, you know, I do apologise for getting this review out to you guys late, and obviously not in time for you guys to take advantage of the offer yourselves. But the figure itself is fantastic. For those of you that already own this one, you will know this. But for those who don't and want to take a look at this figure in more detail, we're going to do exactly that in just a little bit. Before we jump into the figure itself, as you can see, we are going to take a look at the packaging first, which is absolutely gorgeous. One of the things that Hasbro do, you know, consistently over the years is packaging for exclusives. They really knock it out of the park, and this particular figure of Obi-Wan Kenobi is no exception. As you can see, right on the front of the box, we have this stunning piece of artwork of Ben Kenobi himself, once again illustrated by the immensely talented Gregory Titus. This particular piece of artwork is illustrated on a cardboard flap, which can actually be removed from the front of the box. Now, as you can see, the flap just lifts out like so, and that gives you access to the figure inside the box. Now, like with the Kylo Ren that was exclusive to Star Wars Celebration, there is no plastic cover for this figure, so once you remove that flap, he is exposed to the elements, so that's just something to be aware of for mint in box collectors. And on the reverse side of that piece of artwork, you do indeed have the quote from Princess Leia that she delivers in her hologram message. So feel free to give that a pause and have a read of that if you want. So that's a really cool feature. One of the really nice aspects of this packaging is the fact that there is actually a cardboard stand included in the tray in the bottom of the box, and this actually serves as a display base for the piece of artwork if you want to include that in a display, which is absolutely awesome. So that's the artwork on the box. As you can see, on one side of it we do have the Jedi Order emblem as well as the name of the character. On the front you've got the Black Series logo in embossed silver, and on the side a description of Obi-Wan himself. On the back you do have a subtle image of Ben Kenobi's home on Tatooine and the Black Series logo once again. Like with Kylo Ren from Star Wars Celebration, this particular figure does feature a Velcro flap, so if you don't want to slip out the artwork tray, then you can just open that flap to reveal the figure inside. Now, as you can see, there is space for not only a figure and accessories, but another large scale accessory as well, which we'll take a look at in just a little bit, and that's one of the real highlights of this particular set. But without further ado, let's jump right into this review by taking a look at none other than Old Man Ben himself. Now, as I said, this is an absolute stunner of a piece, and this figure, yeah, I can't think of any negative things to say about it. You know, Hasbro have absolutely nailed this one. The likeness to Alec Guinness is absolutely on the money. The soft goods robes are superb, and the overall sculpt, articulation, and just the general execution of the figure itself is flawless, and Hasbro have done an immense job with this one. One thing to quickly point out about this figure is the fact that it was made available multiple times throughout 2016, once again very similar to the way the Star Wars Celebration exclusive Kylo Ren figure was made available. This was initially available at San Diego Comic-Con back in 2016. It was then later offered as a UK exclusive via A1 Toys at London Film and Comic-Con, and this particular Ben Kenobi figure without the additional accessories is now available as part of the basic 6-inch line. Now, as I mentioned, he does come with a number of different accessories, and we'll run through those first, and then we'll take a look at the figure and all the articulation and details that come with it. First and foremost, you will notice that this figure does come with 2 lightsabers. In this instance, we do get Obi-Wan's lightsaber, and of course Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber that Obi-Wan gives to Luke in Episode 4. The blades of both lightsabers can be removed, although sadly, the blade that is included with Ben's lightsaber, the peg that plugs into the hill is very, very thin, and I had a real struggle trying to get it out, and once I finally did, I actually had to boil the lightsaber hill and the blade in order to get it back in without snapping the peg, so do be careful with that. As you can see, the lightsabers are very nicely detailed and very nicely sculpted, faithful representations of the movie props, and with each lightsaber we do get a sculpted clip on the bottom of the hilt which can be attached to Obi-Wan's belt, which is awesome. Obviously, as you can see, he does come with a soft goods robe. The hood flows really well on this one. I really like it. As you can see, it doesn't look too big, too billowy. It looks nice, natural, creates a real natural free-flowing pose, which I really like. And the robes themselves are made of a nice thin material, and they just look fantastic. Very impressed with the way Hasbro have handled this one. Obviously the hood comes down, and that gives us a much better look and appreciation at the head sculpt underneath. As I mentioned, the likeness to Alec Guinness, just remove Luke's lightsaber to give you a better look. The likeness to Alec Guinness is absolutely spot on. I think this is without a doubt one of Hasbro's better 6-inch head sculpts that they've done. Got all the different tones in the hair. The expression is uncanny. Just an overall fantastic looking figure. Now, in addition to the lightsabers and soft goods robes, we also get this really cool accessory. This is of course Obi-Wan's dining table, I guess, which features obviously a couple of ornaments and a pot of some kind, and of course at the back there we do have the hologram of Princess Leia Organa. This is very similar to the accessory that was included with the 3 3/4 inch figure of Ben Kenobi released in the Legacy collection back in 2009. Obviously this has been increased in scale and it's been given electronics, which obviously is one of the main reasons that the price of this exclusive was driven up. But the electronic sound effects that come with this stand, or this table rather, are superb, and to demonstrate those, all you have to do is give this little pot on the table a push, and the hologram not only lights up but delivers lines of dialogue from A New Hope. So we'll demonstrate that for you now.
General Kenobi, years ago you served my father in the Clone Wars. Now he begs you to help him in his struggle against the Empire. I regret that I am unable to present my father's request to you in person, but my ship has fallen under attack, and I'm afraid my mission to bring you to Alderaan has failed. I have placed information vital to the survival of the rebellion into the memory systems of this R2 unit. My father will know how to retrieve it. You must see this droid safely delivered to him on Alderaan. This is our most desperate hour. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
That is, without a doubt, one of the coolest accessories I've ever seen with a Star Wars figure in any scale. This is absolutely superb, and one of the really cool things about this as well is that if you press the button again...
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
You just get that singular line of dialogue, which is just flawless. Absolutely love this. And again, without a doubt, one of the coolest accessories that Hasbro have ever included with one of their figures. And of course, the message from Leia in this particular instance is all the more poignant now following the tragic passing of Carrie Fisher recently, which I haven't had a chance to acknowledge in a video since the new year. But I was absolutely gutted to learn of Carrie's passing, and you know, it was such a shame. But yeah, she was a great person, great actress, and brought the character of Leia to life, which is probably the understatement of the century. But yeah, awesome piece. And as you can see, the sounds do emit from the bottom of the table. I hope that was clear enough for you while it was playing there. I have noticed that there is no on or off button on the table, so you've just got this thing continuously playing, and as I mentioned, you do just press that pot on the front there to activate the lights and sounds. So very, very cool indeed. So going back to Obi-Wan Kenobi, we'll run through the articulation of this figure now, and to do that I'm going to just remove the soft goods robes, just to give you a better look at some of those articulation points underneath. So obviously this is Obi-Wan's more casual appearance, as he appears in his home during his conversation with Luke and 3PO in the film. Articulation wise, with this figure we do get a ball joint and a hinge at the neck, so the figure can look up, down, all around. We get hinges at the elbows, hinges at the shoulders, hinges at the wrists, a ball joint at the torso, ball hinges at the hips, which aren't hindered either by this plastic tunic, which is very, very cool. We also get swivels at the thigh, double joints in the knees, and double joints and a pivot at the ankle. So despite, you know, limited posability in the movie due to Alec Guinness's age, of course, the articulation on this figure is absolutely top notch, and you can really get this guy in some fantastic poses and set him up in some epic duel scenes with Darth Vader. So without a doubt, this is a figure that I highly, highly recommend. And again, subtle added touches such as the hook on the belt for the lightsaber hilts just make this figure an absolutely awesome piece, and I cannot recommend this one enough. So if you do get a chance to pick this one up, make sure you do. As I mentioned, I will provide the link in the video description to A1 Toys where you can purchase this figure. Sadly at a more inflated price now, but you know, keep an eye out for this one hitting a sale or a special promotion, because it's an absolute standout piece, and in my opinion it's one of the best 6-inch figures that Hasbro have done. Massive thumbs up goes out to them for their efforts with this one, and again the inclusion of the electronic lights and sounds on the table and all that sort of stuff just really make this a standout piece. So I'm going to stop issuing Hasbro with compliments. I'm going to wrap up this review. I hope you've enjoyed taking a look at this one. I did do a live unboxing of this figure over on my Instagram page. I've started to delve into the realm of Instagram Live, so make sure you stay tuned for future videos. I've done a couple of unboxings now of Black Series figures, Funko Pops, all that sort of stuff. So plenty of content is always available, and I'll be back here on the YouTube channel with many more in-depth HD reviews very soon. We've got some more Black Series 6-inch figures to take a look at, obviously some more 3 3/4 inch figures from Rogue One, and many more coming up. Obviously 2017 marks the 40th anniversary of Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope, so I couldn't think of a better way to kick off a brand new season of reviews than with this guy. And again, I hope you've enjoyed having a look at him. So I'll be back with more reviews soon. Until then, as always, thank you for watching, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.